For our last best of 3 here at DreamLeague Season 20, just in time to pause the game. Have you named this young lad yet?
It's Johnny.
Why?
It just seems like a Johnny to me.
Okay. Good
You
lore.
got a better name for him?
Decapitated Doghead.
That's probably better. Let's go with that. DDH for short.
Sounds good. So, we got some picks. Aster versus BetBoom. BetBoom have looked very, very strong indeed. As Kezu has come to our desk to harass Cinderin.
Yep.
And you didn't react at all, but I just had to mention it because you're dead inside.
I did react.
What was your reaction?
I wiggled my eyebrows. That's a reaction that doesn't go on the mic, you know?
That's true.
I acknowledged his presence, but didn't give him more than he deserved.
Kezu's still sticking around trying to ruin this cast, but all I want to talk about
is Necrophos.
That's right.
Yes.
Why do we not see this hero?
I don't know.
He's cool.
He looks like a bird.
Yeah, bird is the word. I mean, the Death Seeker, ever since they changed that, I look at that as a huge buff for the hero. Gives him some level of mobility. Don't necessarily have to go for the Blink Dagger.
So, in all seriousness, I think a couple of things have happened that make this hero a little bit less appealing. First off, Nullifier is really popular.
True.
And it ruins his second spell. The Ghost Shot just gets purged right off.
That's always been the case, but I guess because Nullifier is being purchased
yeah, it's way more popular. That's the one thing. The secondly, you can't buy Hood anymore, which is a really important item on this hero, historically speaking. A lot of the time, Necros would just get Hood and then Travels.
Time for Eternal Shroud to make an appearance.
Maybe the buffed Eternal Shroud can be a thing here.
If it was the old Eternal Shroud, where you got Spell Lifesteal, then it would be good. I mean, you could go Dagon, I guess, on Necro.
Yeah.
Unironically, might be okay, actually.
It is a pretty good item on the hero, for sure. I guess if you want to look at the upsides, though, and the reason why they picked it, because now we talked it down, but there's a couple of really good reasons for it here. First of all, it's one of Ember's worst matchups in mid, and you're playing against Sumail, and the way Aster functions as a team with Sumail is I feel like they depend a lot on his individual performance in many of their games. So if you shut him out of lane and give him a hard time, that's already a good start strategically of approaching this team. Secondly, you have Reaper's Scythe against Timbersaw, which is great. And Necrophos is actually pretty good against PL. If you go the Radiance build in particular, you're one of the heroes that can just stand in there, constant passive damage, you tank up, you get beefy, PL struggles to kill you. He will get Nullifier eventually, of course, but until that point, Ghost Shroud is amazing against PL.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's give the hero. And I personally am a huge fan of this hero. I love Necrophos. I think it's really fun to play. It's interesting to watch. It's very... I guess high octane is the wrong word because it's very slow.
I thought we'd be seeing more of it because of, I mean, I know it's not maybe a hard counter, but I feel like it's quite good mid-game against all these Morphling pickers.
True.
I mean, they're always hovering on this low HP, and it's just, okay, Reaper Scythe them then.
Yep, that's fair.
But yeah, just haven't been seen, but we'll see if GPK can shine on it.
So far, he's bodying Sumail, as he should. 13 for 4 against the 7-0. And this is when the lane starts getting tough for Ember. When Necro hits level 3, the Death Pulse, it hurts. Every time you go for CS, you get bullied. You can't ever harass Necrophos' Ember. Ember wins a lot of his lane matchups mid or ties through harassment with Sleight of Fist, but Necrophos just out-heals it constantly, so you never put any pressure on him, really. You see now, Sumail got him down to half health, and GPK is just going to aggress on him, because it doesn't matter.
Yep, we'll be able to regen up with each and every CS for Mr. GPK. Meanwhile, top lane, Timbersaw, first pick this game, did actually get through the banning stage. Are you feeling any different? I know it's been 2 days now since the mini patch, but are you feeling any different about this hero potentially being the best in the game, in your eyes?
I don't think enough was changed by the looks of it so far to bump it down to being a bit more situational. It definitely seems like just clearly an S-tier hero, there's no doubt about that. But maybe teams will find better solutions to it over time as well. Now that you can't just go for the Vanguard disassemble into Octarine and in the same way anyway. It's a bit slower as a build-up. But I think many people were expecting him to get nerfed a little bit more than he did.
We'll see how his performance is for XXS. And of course, BBoKa playing his patented Lion. Only a couple players in the world will pick this, it seems.
Yep. Guess they just really wanted a support that's good against Morph. Like, they wanted some sort of catch. It's good to see Pure. He had a night's rest. He comes back, and he gets to play Doom for the 4th game in a row.
Hey, they won that series, so...
They did. And I
don't fix what ain't broke.
I bet he's literally dreaming of scorched earth at night.
Yep, devouring
delicious foods and gaining their abilities.
Yes.
Eating chickens and not flying.
Sumail has to be careful. He'll be able to get one of the water runes. Nobody really comes to contest it.
That would have actually been a really high impact play from Rubik here. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that Save did not go for that. Because they know that this lane matchup is extremely one-sided, so if you shut Sumail out of getting water runes, he actually has to go back to base. But that one rune will keep him afloat for a little bit. He's obviously still not doing great, but it could be way worse than this.
Yeah. Definite CS disadvantage, and you can see the XP as well. He might be hitting level 5 with these creeps here. Yep. Indeed he does.
And it's interesting because we've seen other teams try to counter Ember with something like Huskar, right? But I feel like Huskar is a lot more
support battle
here.
Save, chasing. Siamese Cat actually just barely finds vision for another right click, but it's not enough. We don't even know where he is. Oh my god, he's fast.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pugna's a quick one. Yeah, so we've seen Huskar as a counterpick to Ember mid, and Huskar will crush the lane, and then if he gets ganked once or twice, he falls off. Necro is a little bit different in essence, in concept.
GPK has hit 6, so Sumail has to be very careful now. Sumail just barely hit level 5, so it's a full level advantage, which is enormous.
Yeah, 17 denies.
And for GPK, I assume you just stay in this lane, or do you want to gank? Or you rather just continue to bully Sumail as long as you can?
I mean, this hero is pretty static. I don't think he's particularly interested in moving for a while. Just keep farming up the storm, keep pressuring Ember's tower. You have the siege creep wave here, so
Toronto-Tokyo, they want to try to gank. Save has made his way over as well, but they're just going to use that pressure to kill off the Nether Ward. As BBoKa also showing himself. So it's a 3v3 in the mid lane.
This is a good rotation
lane,
from both teams, identifying that this siege creep wave is going to be important for the Necrophos. So Aster sent over heroes to put pressure and defend. And in turn, BetBoom wanted to make that move, so they brought theirs. But with all of those numbers, nothing really happens except that the siege creep dies. So I guess, small victory for Aster. This is what they wanted to have happen. Also, aside from the Timber having a good start, kind of the only truly bright spot on this game right now is that...
Oh, Nightfall, better be careful. Morphing up.
Tombstone put down.
To be fine now as the Tombstone is going to be fed away, so free gold for XXS. Toronto-Tokyo essentially out of mana, as well as Aster with that siege creep, and XXS just tanking up every right click from both the creeps and the tower. Will be pressuring this big time. And I'm not sure if BetBoom are going to be able to defend.
Doesn't look like it. Obviously, Necrophos is very interesting in moments like these where...
Oh my, he actually did deny it.
Oh, nice. The Timber might combine with some heroes and maybe overextend a little bit there, and you can suddenly TP Reaper. But he stayed very healthy the whole time on Timbersaw, didn't give any moment of opportunity for that. And BetBoom's support plus core combination in the safe lane don't really deal damage to the Vanguard Timbersaw. Morph Undying tickle him, so they were never getting him to half health to begin with. Looks like GPK will be going for Rod of Atos. Interesting.
Okay, okay.
Catch the Ember in place, catch the PL, catch the Timber.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled, though. Necrophos is not a universal hero.
Nightfall. Always have to be careful with Timbersaw around with that quick burst. But yeah, Atos, that is not the item I would have... I mean, it's not like it's a super uncommon item for Necro, but you are going against 2 or 3, in fact, mobile cores on the other side with the Doppelganger, Timber Chain, and Remnants, which will essentially prevent all that, which will force out the Lotuses, will force out the Mantas and whatnot. And it gives them a way to like pseudo-initiate.
Yeah, it's a decent item. I mean, the stats overall are not bad, right? Necro benefits a lot from getting health, so it's definitely... It's not an item that's going to feel bad to buy, but you're always holding it up against, okay, what other options did I have? GPK is going to leave behind a Satyr and like no health to rotate top. Really wants to find this timing.
Yep, Nightfall turns into the Timber Saw.
Oh, nice
Hail from Baboka, XXS.
He didn't even know GPK was there, but got a double Earth Spike. Oh, I mean,
he has a lot of mana, but he goes right into a number of BetBoom players. Telekinesis back. They have the Reaper Scythe, and it is enough. And that is 9 minutes first blood. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So extra gold going in the pocket of GPK. He gets his stack of Reaper Scythe stacks.
Yep. Well worth rotating for that.
Indeed, and he's 500 away from Boots of Travel on Sumail. That'll be his main first item. And GPK relatively close to the Atos.
Yeah, that's just... Worry a little bit about Aster's pacing in this game. We've seen some of their other games in this tournament, and they seem to get relatively quiet and passive, and this seems no different, right? We're 10 minutes in, they haven't got a kill. They're playing with a Timbersaw PL Ember core, where Ember lost the lane, so he needs recovery time. So it feels like BetBoom will just slowly but steadily keep out-farming them unless something changes. And keep in mind, they have Doom. How many times have we seen Doom in this tournament now when it's just free farming, just ruin the game for the other heroes later? It's just going to be dooming out the Timber +1 when he gets the refresher.
It's kind of interesting as GPK looking for another kill here. Death Pulse is going to connect on Siamese Cat, but he cannot go any further. If you look at Pure's build, level 8, still hasn't even leveled Doom yet, so not really interested in even fighting, which is just going to amplify his farm, especially with that Midas pickup.
He's holding the skill point, though.
He just started holding it now that he hit level 8.
So he's keeping his options open now, but yeah, until then, just maximizing gold. Just getting the farming spells of Scorched Earth and Devour maxed out as fast as possible. No point in Infernal Blade for the lane either. Didn't feel like it was worth it. It's just a gold machine, a factory.
Yep, that Wolf Creep's always a juicy one as well. Will amplify his farm a bit. GPK using that Atos on Siamese Cat.
No Reaper ready, or he would have killed him there.
Reaper is now available, so yeah, just a little bit too early on that gank attempt. Sumail.
He has to be careful. He's going to pop the Flame Guard there for protection because he's worried about getting Reaper +2 hits.
He should be.
Yep. We'll refill.
Now, I wonder how fast do you go Shard on Necro? I mean, are you in alignment with me that it's actually an incredibly valuable shard that you have to get before it hits like the true mid-game, or in the mid-game at least?
I think it's situational. And I actually don't think it's that good in this game, because what you don't want as Necro is to like go too far. It's a really good chasing item on the hero, and it's really good for disjointing certain things, but I think in this game it's better to just really beef up. Like, he's going to go Radiance against the PL like we talked about, and then I'm assuming it's tank items.
Reaper Scythe, will he choose the correct one? He does! It's not quite enough damage to get the stack, but the kill happens nonetheless. So now Sumail trying to help out his teammate, but have to back away.
I think you go Radiance, Lotus Heart, probably.
I mean, the only reason I mention is because 1,400 gold when you're farming this much, not that big of an investment.
Right. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he thinks it's more valuable here. I definitely agree. I think it's also one of my favorite new shards. I think the design is very fun, giving the heroes something that you could argue it was missing for a reason.
Yeah, but you could say that for a lot of heroes that have gotten some things. All the farming things is Baboka.
Oh,
Decrep to save him, but
just gonna burn to the aura.
Yeah, Heartstopper just too good as Pure pausing the game, realizing now that he's playing Doom for the 4th time in a row, regretting his decisions. Don't think he's used his ult, which he does now technically have leveled.
Actually, what happened was he pressed Devour and fell asleep on his keyboard and hit F9.
Yeah, it happens.
He's been pressing Devour a lot. He woke up. That's good. It's time to get ready to press Devour.
It's probably the opposite. When he's farming this much, like the Tsunami and company yesterday were interviewing him as Sumail. Doesn't have to worry about the Reaper Scythe, but they're asking him if he prefers to be, you know, position 1. Because that's what he played on Entity. Obviously, he's not going to say yes, but you can tell. He does. So anytime you get like a free farm game like this, he was playing Doom as position 1 on Entity at times, so I'm sure he does enjoy it.
He's very well within his element. I mean, this is kind of a stomp. It's a
6K.
It's one of the weirder games we've cast in this tournament because like very little is happening, but BetBoom are just constantly winning. They're just winning, and then they're winning, and then they win a little more. Just can't stop winning. Every minute, out farming, out pressuring the map, efficiency. The 3 cores are just easily at the top 3 of the board.
So here's my question to you.
Yeah.
If Aster, if we pause the game right now, which you shouldn't do because you're a spectator, I'm going to have to hold that thought. Do you think Aster would know how much they're behind by right now?
No.
It's 3-0. It's like, oh, we have 0 kills, sure, but they only have 3. 6K, and it was just 7K just a moment ago.
I think Aster would probably guess like 3 or 4 because of Doom, right? Okay. They obviously know this isn't going too great, but I don't think they would place it in the 7K range as it was a moment ago. So.
Yep, I would agree. As Monet,
he's rushing Ags.
in on Ags.
It's going to be a long build-up time that he's going to need.
What do you think he needs to be able to fight? I mean, does he need Nullifier to fight? I assume you can't wait for that because that's like you can't really go that second item.
It's just problematic because if you go the Diffusal against Morph, you're not countering Necro. You probably at some point have to have both.
Yeah.
But that's just so far away if you want to solve that. Or you're going to have to rely on your teammates to solve the Necro, and then Morph is your problem.
I got the Strength Morph off, so Baboka not going to find the quick finger.
Mid tower's gone.
Yeah. Getting relatively close to the Sacred Relic component of the Radiance for GPK. And obviously, like you talked about, very good against the PL anyway.
It's so weird. Aster, wake up. They're just farming. All of them are just farming non-stop, non-contested. Doom is free with Might is an Octarine. Necro's free. Morph is free. They get more bounties.
Dire advantage again?
Yeah, I mean... I really wonder, like you talked about, if they recognize what's happening in the game or if they have a different read. Because I feel like if they think this is what's happening, I very much disagree with how they're playing. Like, I understand it's hard, but you gotta try. You gotta try to make some moves. And if they fail, then screw it. You were losing anyway. But if you're just letting them build up and build up, I don't think you're approaching any meaningful timing anytime soon. So how long do you want to wait? It's BetBoom taking the initiative. It's them finding the moves.
Baboka is who they find.
He's gone.
Not going to bother with the Reaper. Nice Searing Chains, though, from Sumail, but the Ghost Shroud keeping GPK healthy. He's going to be able to TP out in the face of danger. Toronto Tokyo will be the first kill of the game for Aster.
16 minutes it took. And that wasn't them making the move. They responded. So the initiative, once again, here came from BetBoom. Oh, nice Pure. Just what you needed. An Arcane Rune. So you can Midas with a 48-second cooldown.
Hell yeah.
And go and Devour in 4.
Well, he is going Blink, so that would theoretically indicate that maybe we're going to see some fights. But he could skip it and just go the Boots of Travel and just continue to farm the map. He's thinking about it. He's probably asking permission to his team right now.
I want to say if...
No, but it's...
Because judging from how Aster have been playing their games in general in these last few days...
Look at the damage dealt, by the way. Aster's done more damage overall as a team.
Yeah, it's like just pokes here or there, but haven't really been successful kills. I feel like with how Aster play as a team right now, their read on Dota and the way they execute games, I think Doom is like the perfect pick against this team. They're not punishing the lanes very much, and they're not playing aggressively on the map, so this is just free real estate. Just running this hero and just farming. Definitely something Aster need to think about as an approach if they want to stay in this tournament, is that, first of all, if we're giving away the Doom, we need to pressure him more in lane. They didn't counterpick him at all. And either that or you have to ban it, or you need to adjust your playstyle in general to not be this slow, really.
Yeah.
And it's easy to sit here and say, man, just do something forehead. Like, it's... I'm not saying BetBoom are making it any easy for them, but I definitely feel like other teams with this Aster strategy would have played the game very differently. Is my take.
10K lead.
It's just raw gold.
Each side are just farming, and it's a 10K lead for BetBoom. Radiant's now online for GPK.
They're both...
The rune advantage continuing in BetBoom's favor. And now we're going to have a smoke from Aster.
Both teams are in the mines. One team is mining a coal mine. The other one is mining diamonds. That's basically what's happening here. Everybody...
Yeah, well, one is more useful than the other, so I don't even know what that analogy is supposed to mean. Tokyo is dead. Atos is the initiation, but GPK showing off his newly picked up Radiance, looking for the Reaper Scythe. That'll delete the Pugna as save. Nice impale onto 2. Illusion's doing a decent amount of damage from the Phantom Lancer. The GPK is just such a hard kill. Doesn't have Ghost Strike for another 12 seconds. This could be their opportunity to try to take him out as Nightfall. Okay, the burst damage is there. So GPK vanquished. And now Nightfall looks to be potentially next. He can pop the wand to get some mana. Does he have any escape mechanism? No. He was rooted and brought down. So
all right,
a very good fight for Aster. They're down 10K. Who gives a shit? Let's just win a fight.
I don't know if they didn't get any sort of key item that made this fight happen, right? The Diffusal on PL came out when the fight was over. So I wonder why Aster felt like now was the time to strike. But, you know, I mean, hats off to them. This worked out well. That was a 3K swing. I feel like GPK shot himself a little bit in the foot there by Reapering the Pugna. That would have been nice to save for the Timber.
Yeah.
I think the Pugna dies there regardless. You're going to see the replay. So, I mean, it's always tempting. You know, you want to get that stack. You want to keep it flowing. But realistically speaking here, I mean, maybe he would live. I don't know if Nightfall would have been able to chase him down. But now that you don't have the Reaper and the Doom runs out, Timber gets to clean house. He gets to go in now on you. GPK here with the Reaper Scythe would effectively dissuade XXS from coming in any close like this. He could just die at any moment right now, but
yeah,
he cleans him up instead.
And it's also, I mean, obviously he's been farming, so he hasn't really needed Ghost Shroud. That would explain the deaths there as well, as they're taking drinks in the middle of the fight. That was during the fight, of course, not after. What was I saying? Ghost Shroud only level 1 at that time, so the cooldown is pretty freaking long.
Yeah.
Once it gets to 4, we'll be able to use it maybe twice in that fight.
Don't know if it would have saved him, though. I feel like he just got assassinated by spells more than anything.
It would have saved him.
Okay.
Yeah, good fight from Aster. They cut into this lead a bit. And again, I asked a question. Looks like the tier 1 tower is going to fall. They might think they're in the lead right now in terms of net worth.
Do you think
after that fight? After that fight, it's 5-6. You won the last fight pretty handily.
Yeah, but then you click Doom. And you're like, really?
Well, he's got a lot of net worth in the base.
He is so insane.
Full BKB waiting for him.
Holy shit.
Pure is living in his element. This is the Entity days all over again. This all-star roster, kind of an awkward roster because most of them were cores in their previous teams. Tokyo playing the 5, Pure playing the 3. They were the 2s and 1s respectively beforehand.
And now instead of...
Nightfall was a 3 kind of, but he was the 1 before that, now he's the 1 again.
So what you're saying is instead of playing core, they're now playing core.
That's right.
Yep. That is quite the transition, I agree. Well, Toronto is playing support, so...
I mean, there is a difference between 1 and 3.
There is.
A pretty big difference.
It's about 2.
That's pretty big.
Here we go to Roche.
And it looks like BKB's next on the menu for GPK. We see a smoke from Aster. Let's see if they can try and contest
this. This is a crucial fight. The Diffusal on PL could come in handy here. I think the goal for them probably is to blast GPK again. If they find him with a Hex and just take him out immediately.
Yep, there's the Nether Ward. Oh, okay. We had the Finger of Death on Tokyo. He's going to live through the initial burst.
That is
and GPK kind of zoning everybody out, uses the Atos to try to give space for Nightfall to actually finish Roche, which he looks like he will do.
It was stolen by the Chakram.
Oh, you're right.
XXS got the last hit. Nicely done.
The Roche Gold goes to Aster, but the Aegis to Nightfall still.
That's a good snipe there.
How much XP and gold do you even get for that?
I don't remember. It's been changed a lot over time.
Is it meaningful at this stage?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, keep in mind, let's say it gives 1,000 gold, right? Then
I mean, split into 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it indirectly gives 2k, right? Because the enemy team was supposed to get it. So it's a 2k swing.
True.
That's pretty big. It's the same as killing like 2 heroes in terms of just raw net worth there, probably, to steal that kill. So, pretty nice.
Ooh, early Tormentor. 23-minute Tormentor. Save is very keen to get his shard.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Toronto,
this
Tokyo.
Is not good. Guys, you can't do it.
Nightfall. He can solo it, I think.
Yeah, he can.
All right. And it goes to the Rubik, Mr. Save.
That is a
so he will have the save on telekinesis now.
That is very good against Lion. He's going to Hex and try to set up on someone, and you throw them away before he lands the Earth Spike. And if he has to stack those spells in order to hit them, he loses a lot of disable time. And if he Earth Spikes first, you can toss them while they're hexed. So very, very nice. It's like a mirror situation here.
Yeah.
Baboka cannot handle this.
It's okay.
So Melon Monet will.
And shard is to Baboka. He gets rewarded for his...
Is there a Manton morph? There is. Okay. I mean, that's decent. You can
the mana drain.
Remove those very quickly from the fight.
Well, how does the Pugna drain work with shard? Does that target illusions?
Yeah, if you place the ward and you drain the ward, it should destroy all illusions in the area, yeah.
So they both actually kind of similar shards in a way, in terms of their effectiveness in this game, theoretically.
The problem with the Pugna one is that its functionality is so dependent on placing it in a poor position, right? If you want to drain the enemy team by draining your ward, you're placing it close to them.
But does he have Aether Lens? He is going for it, and it does apply to the Nether Ward, which is cool.
Yeah, he doesn't have the shard, though.
I'm just saying, if you were to get that, the Aether Lens would make up for the positioning.
It would help. GPK is going to go BKB. Interesting. I thought he was, like I said, Loda's Heart was what I was expecting, but BKB also an interesting choice here. It's going to prevent him from protecting himself with Ghost Shroud against physical attacks, but considering what you're up against, I actually like the BKB choice a lot here. You don't need the Ghost Shroud defensively here very much as long as you're in BKB form. The only hero dealing any meaningful damage to you is PL, and you have that guy on lock with Radiance as well as Death Pulses, so this is a nice pickup. This is actually a hugely strong timing for BetBoom. They should be able to get a lot done with this 2 minutes on Aegis. I don't know if high ground is in the cards, but I would imagine they clean up this tower and the mid one. Nightfall gonna go to work.
Yep, still with Aegis, another 2 minutes. Honestly, it's a really relaxing game to cast. I like the change of pace. This is showing some variety in the patch. It may be a mistake from Aster, I'm not sure, but usually it's just all fighting non-stop, but get to see a little bit of a different take here.
Yep. Down goes the tower.
Yep, so they will be able to get outpost control now, something that we rarely talk about anymore, actually.
Yeah, that's a very early BKB indeed. And he's going Dagger next, which is the perfect choice. When you have BKB on Necrophos, Dagger really unlocks. He could also get the Shard now.
Get the Shard! Get it!
With the BKB, the Shard becomes a lot more appealing as well, because like I talked about, I don't think this is the game where you just want to rush in head first into the enemy team, but with BKB you honestly can. And then the Shard becomes very interesting, because it allows you to continue chasing heroes down in the fight, gives you a secondary Death Pulse, gives you more damage.
You know what could be good
I would
this
actually
game?
like it more than Blink. I think the Shard is better in this game. So I hope he changes his mind, but he might also just, I mean, I don't know how much GPK plays this hero. It's bronze tier on his Dota Plus, and if you haven't really played it much this patch, you might not appreciate that shard that much, and it might just not be muscle memory, you might not think about it.
That's fair.
Like sometimes pro players just don't consider all their options and just stick with what they're used to.
Yeah.
I do like the shard a lot here. It's also really good against PL. Getting an extra Death Pulse is actually super nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
More damage in the AoE is huge.
Does make me sad that Nullifier is the absolute hard counter to this hero, and there's pretty much no way to deal with it, other than the Death Seeker, actually. No, BKB is not going to do jack unless you get it off first, right?
I mean, you can BKB after you get nullified, and then, I mean, it depends on what's killing you, right? Usually, the problem for Necrophos is that you pop Ghost Shroud, and then you get nullified, and you get killed by everything. But if you're BKB'd, and they nullify you, then the question is, can the carry kill you alone? And in this case, it is a resounding no.
Wait, with the new BKB, can you BKB and Ghost Shroud?
No.
How does that work?
No.
Is it still like the old interaction?
I believe so, at least. It would be crazy if it worked. That would actually be a huge buff, but I don't think it's changed. But it's like, the main thing here is GPK has 3k health and 12 armor. He's just gonna pop BKB and be invincible. So, a lot of freedom in that regard. See what tier 3 neutral enemy takes. Oh, that's a nice one.
Yep. More Radiance.
Well.
Radiance has been upgraded.
What we're looking at for Morph, so he's completed his Ags now, going BKB. Doom has another 17 items.
Yeah, how many item slots does he have left?
He can still get Shivas plus Refresher. I guess that's what he's going to do. Shivas first, it looks like. They want that against the Phantom Lancer. It makes sense. Also good against the Timber. A bit of healing reduction. Never hurts.
Yeah, that overwhelming
Pugna.
blink at some point. Also decent against PL, and, well, depends on the situation, I guess.
Yeah, so that's the other thing about going Dagger on Necro versus the Shard is the upgrade. Overwhelming Blink is really good on Necrophos. So maybe that's part of the rationale here, that he wants to do that over the Shard. And also, maybe your read on the game is this is slow as fuck. We're just going to farm them from the Torment. Like, why spend gold on this item if I can get it for free?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
they did
fair
take
enough.
it relatively early. I think they took it at like the 23, right? So it'd be 33 at that point.
With Aster not really putting too much pressure on you, you can go for the greedier buildups.
I mean, to give Aster some credit, the lead has not been growing that much.
That's true.
I think in the early stages of the game, it was growing at a faster rate than it is now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Lincoln's will now be completed by Monet, it looks like. Trying to protect himself against Doom, but I actually don't know if this Lincoln's is going to be all that impactful, because I think Doom likes going Ags against PL anyway. He's actually changing his build now that he recognized that there's a Lincoln's. He's not going Shivas anymore. He's just going to go for the Ags, and then I guess the Shivas will be on Necro. Yep, that is indeed the plan. But GPK not buying Dagger yet might mean that he wants the Shivas before Blink. They're keeping their options open.
Yeah, smoke from Aster now. And we can see that Roche cannot possibly be up for another 20 seconds. But this would theoretically be a good time to fight if it were going to be a fast spawn.
Yeah.
And it will be on the Radiant side whenever it does come up. But it's only the second Roche, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Okay.
What?
Why?
What do you mean?
Oh, you mean what
For
side it
item.
is? Oh, I thought the way you said it was like the Roche doesn't really make a difference. You're like, okay, what?
It would be kind of cool to have Radiant and Dire Roche just be totally different all the time. You know?
Oh, what should the Dire one give if the Radiant one gets
if Refresher Shard it's the worst of the two, right? Ags is better. So on the other side, the Aegis should be like half broken or something. You come back with 75% HP or something like that. There's got to be some balance in the Radiant versus Dire matchup, as we might have a clash of the Titans. XXX gets lifted, but you can see the Finger of Death almost deleting Rubik outright. Save finally does go down. Does have his buyback available as the BKBs galore pop by BetBoom as they run away with them. So they're the ones not interested in fighting right now. Ghost Shroud onto GPK. He's going to get Spirit Lance from afar. Still, this Tier 1 tower is up, but not for long, I'm sure. Sumail takes it down, and now GPK is their main target. He's going to get bursted as well. Toronto Tokyo follows suit, so Aster, despite being at the network disadvantage, they barely take any damage that fight.
They pounce first, and BetBoom had to pop their BKBs defensively, and then they just got kited. That was a nicely played fight. Doom never came out, and killing the Rubik first removes their protection for getting the Necrophos out of trouble later. Would have needed that lift to get him away, but not available. And yeah, I mean, even when you're behind, if you're the one getting the jump and you surprise the enemy and you find the right targets, anything can happen. So Aster, I still can't say with confidence that the way they've approached this game is good, but it's been working. I mean, like you said, the lead has stopped growing. They are the ones who found the last couple of good fights, despite the game looking very BetBoom favored. Now that Doom has the Axe, I wonder if the fortunes are going to change, but if they get the Roche, that will definitely buy them a lot of time. We'll see if they can do it fast enough. I think they will. BetBoom are heading down here as fast as they can in that smoke. It will be too late, but will they fight them after?
Yeah, well, that's going to be the Aegis and Cheese to go up against. And we can see on the minimap, BetBoom not close enough to contest.
Aegis
and now they back up.
Okay. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this game is now even.
Yeah, especially when you take into account the Doom factor. But BetBoom sticking around a little bit since the smoke is still active. And it looks like they might want to get a jump here, but everybody's gone through the gate.
Too late.
So Aster getting the better of BetBoom in that fight. Kind of stabilized a bit. And we'll see if the farming continues. I mean, what can they accomplish with this Aegis, considering that they've been behind this game? Get these outer towers. There's a couple remaining.
Yeah, at the very least, I think you just siege top. PL is going to be a difficult kill to get twice. Timbersaw, obviously, very beefy boy, leading the charge as well. Yeah, this is... I mean, this is kind of weird to look at this damage graph for BetBoom, right? It's like...
Yeah. Very strange. The Morphling is done is the second lowest on his team. Second lowest in the game.
Nightfall's barely hit a hero since the laning stage. With anything. I think he might not have hit anyone. 3.5k damage in the laning stage. Does that check out? Like, spam from Adaptive Strike, a couple of hits there and there. It's pretty close.
Well, we got another shard incoming. Nightfall.
All right, he lost. It was a close battle, but he gave up after 3 shots.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right,
He's
round
going
2.
for round 2. Oh, okay.
Still
Casual waveform through, waiting for some teammates to help tank it up.
Here they come.
And if they can get... I mean, Necro is
I think Necro's
third,
is the best.
so there's a 50-50 here that GPK gets it. Toronto, Tokyo.
Oh
my goodness. Nightfall. Man, this is taking way longer than I thought. And it will go to Toronto, Tokyo, so we will have the grab ally.
Grab ally.
It's your job to pay attention to when it's used.
Oh dear.
It's actually not that hard to see because the girth of that tombstone.
Yeah,
It's like it went.
big.
It's like it went to America
Oh.
for a nice fast food session.
It reminds me of Kirby.
Yeah, that's true.
Wonder what power it... Maybe the tombstone should get a power based on who it swallows.
Yeah, just
Like Kirby.
a different one for every hero.
Yeah, that sounds like something for the Rubik programmer to get on immediately.
Yeah, agreed.
He needs more
I mean,
work.
the Rubik programmer, he's done his job. He's probably been fired, so they had to rehire him first. Apologize for firing him and then put him on the grab ally.
We're so sorry. We're so happy to have you back. Please make grab ally on every hero.
Man, unironically, that sounds kind of hype. I'm not going to lie. That sounds really cool, that idea, which I will take credit for, of course.
That sounds like something you would do.
Yeah.
I was there when it was said, therefore it was my idea. I heard it first.
I'm the one that inspired you, so I should take credit.
This is a beefy boy. Timber completes a heart.
Yeah, that's a lot of items.
4,000 health. Decent protective item against Necrophos, obviously. You just beef up so much that it takes a while to get you into that kill range.
Oh, nay, he's going to get stomped. There's the Doom used with the Aghanim Scepter, and that's life number 1. The Lion dies as well, as now all the focus on the Timbersaw. Reaper Scythe not quite enough, but they will get the kill anyway. Continuing to chase because the Doom is still active, but Monet able to outskirt it a bit. And he will live for his second life, but a nice defense from BetBoom actually doing something.
That was a pretty big mistake from Aster there. They tried to go high ground.
They tried to do something. Poke him with the stick.
The BetBoom lineup is super hard to high ground against. I mean, I'm obviously saying it jokingly. It's understandable they want to try to use their Aegis, but that fight was really, really hard. And they felt confidence, like, I have heart on my Timber. We have Aegis on PL. How much more could we possibly need? But this initiation is really clean. That War Stomp into the AoE Doom. They Atos the Timber, keep him in place, and Pure just runs over everybody. The Reaper Scythe will not get a stack because of a bit of a life drain, but he cannot survive that amount of damage.
Yeah, good glimmer there. That might have been the one thing that saved. Okay, well, Baboka gets deleted. Toronto, Tokyo. They're going to find potentially Sumail. They obviously don't have Doom for this fight, but the Infernal Blade doing massive damage.
Pure's got BKB here.
Sumail, he's going to get glimmered. Nightfall. Another Searing Chains onto 2. Sumail doing a lot of work from the outskirt of the fight now. As Monet.
Oh, they
He's going to be outnumbered. There's the Doom. Don't stand next to an ally. Sumail does not like that. Pure pops the BKB trying to chase, but The PL is still super fast, but finally the Blink comes in with the War Stomp. Nightfall trying to help finish the job. This is a really tanky PL.
Pure's doomed
He is
again.
going to be perfectly fine.
Wait, Sumel's killing people. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it. And Pure,
Sumel's
okay,
dead.
Sumel finally drops. That was the initial target at the start of the fight. Very scattered fight overall. And GPK forced to BKB. He might be in some trouble now. As both Monet and XXS are ready to fight him, and they're ready to burst him down. Ends up being a big kill from each side. And the double Doom came out.
Aster kited long enough. Sumel did find the kill on the Undying off screen, but he used so much for it that he had no escape plan after and just got blinked by the Doom, who already had Doom running on himself. So
And now the high ground for Aster. Despite being down 9K right now, we can see GPK has no buyback. But that's a nice steal from Rubik. See if it's enough to even remotely delay this fight. Fortification finally popped. And the TP coming in, so let's see if BetBoom still try to fight. It's 4v4. I feel like they have to defend here, but without the Doom, it's going to be difficult. Pure delaying it again, gets the hoof stomp with the Infernal Blade, but now he gets gone on, but we have more initiation coming in as XXS able to sidestep, gets the Timber Chain away, the tower, and all these illusions being very annoying. Tombstone's taken out as a result, but they don't lose the tower for BetBoom.
it's actually kind of funny. We were talking about the Mana Drain against Morph's Manta, but it's actually coming more in handy against Morph's PL form. He keeps just Mana Draining away Nightfall's PL clones. Always a fun matchup, Morph against PL. I'm sure Intel are enjoying the show.
What?
For their graphics cards.
Well, they have onboard graphics.
Yeah.
It's Nightfall. Getting close to finishing the Daedalus. See what his tier 4 item is. Spell Prism has been the popular item for Morphlings, and he'll actually take the Mindbreaker. Okay. I mean, that was buffed in that last big patch for sure. Not the usual item that you'd see on a Morphling, though.
Oh, this is a big moment.
Yep.
Oh, Sumel!
Oh, bait out the Doom, but now they're going to have to try to run away. Another ward is already placed ahead of time. Pure does have Refresher, so he could go for another Doom here. He's in the corner. He's going to blink out. Now they're going to try to apply some pressure to XXS, who's completely surrounded. The BKB now popped onto Pure, but there's the second
Monet.
Doom. This time it is on the Phantom Lancer. There's the Reaper Scythe that deletes him, but Monet instantly buybacks. And now that they know that both Dooms are back, perhaps that's enough for Aster to continue on. Remember, Sumel also has the cheese. So they are in fighting shape.
That was a really cool bait from Sumel there, though. Didn't work out fully the way he had hoped. They'll get an exit kill on the Rubik at the very least, but yeah, the buyback on Monet is huge. Whenever you're playing against Doom and you have to buy back a core and the enemy team gets to reset, they have a very clear game plan for the next fight. BetBoom are going to try to do the exact same thing again, but this time there will not be a second chance for Monet. Will, however, be possibly able...
Aghanim Scepter!
Will be a second chance if he gets this. I'm not sure they'll get it, though. I think BetBoom are able to poke and prod and defend this,
Oh,
but...
we'll see. I don't know.
Are they uninterested?
I don't think they're going to get here in time. So this is going to be a big swing for Aster. They still have the cheese from prior Roche.
This makes it all worth it for them.
Who will get the Ags? Does Sumel even have one yet?
He does.
He does? Okay. And I believe Monet has one as well. XXS, perhaps? Yeah. So we're going to see the reactive armor potentially. And yeah, he's going to put that in his inventory.
Come on, guys. Just put it on the line so he can finger all of the Morph Peel illusions at once.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Very reliable.
Yes.
So double cheese, Aegis, and Ags, which was just consumed, which is why that net worth just flipped quite a bit.
For the Timber.
2K lead now for BetBoom with a Doom on their team.
It's anyone's game. Literally anything can happen here. The Necrophos, unfortunately for BetBoom, is reaching a point now where it's starting to fall flat. This hero is largely a timing pick. I would say it doesn't fare particularly well in ultra late game.
That was a full Lotus pool? Is that what that was?
Sounds cool.
We got 2 cheese. We can make 2 blocks of cheese.
Yeah, in 70 minutes. Why not?
Just got to save them up. I mean, if they're going to play this slow, they should be planning for block of cheese.
Has there been one made in a pro game?
I'm sure it has.
Have you? We haven't cast one.
Oh, definitely not. I would have definitely remembered.
Yeah, that would have been core memory unlocked right there.
Yeah.
But that is not. I've not seen it in a game yet.
In any game?
Yeah, I haven't seen
Really?
it. Yeah.
I got it and I lost in my pub game.
Yeah. Well, I don't play with you, so I haven't seen it.
Yep. I mean, it's okay. I think it's good for poking buildings, like going high ground, because you can just reset, go back and forth as it refreshes, but it's 500 HP, essentially.
Yeah.
For like just a normal fight, so a bit underwhelming.
Well, with Sumail's backpack, they may be playing. Maybe.
Sumail's backpack?
Yes.
What does he have? He has one great... Not even close.
I'm just saying he may be planning. He's slowly working.
I mean, if they
toward it.
never use these cheeses, then... I mean, did they go to the Lotus Pool? It's still basically full, for God's sake. The other one has 1 in it.
They're waiting for there to be 6. They don't want to waste time.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, is that actually, if they get that pool, it's not that far away from block of cheese.
Yeah.
I feel like...
It could become a reality.
Probably still not worth it, even when you're that close. Just having this instant injection of, how much is it? Is it 400 HP? 900 HP heal. Would you like to make it a 500 shield instead? And Sumail.
Aster got a base tower. Step number 1 of many.
They sure did, but there's the Doom from Pure. They want to kill off this Timber Saw, and they will do so.
That morph hits pretty hard.
Yes, indeed. He's turned into Timber himself, so they can chase. Pops the BKB now. Might have to go for this consolation prize in Baboka, but he actually hides in the tree successfully. Pretty good disengage from Aster. Finger of Death comes out. Doom's still there for Pure, and now they're going to focus everything onto the Oh, okay, that's just the Aegis. Got excited there.
If Monet dies again, he has no buyback.
Yep, he's still there,
He's
and
dead.
there's the Reaper Scythe. Down goes Monet. Sumail, very ambitious TP. Gets off the Sleight of Fist, but that's only going to delay the inevitable. And he's dead for 100 seconds as well. Pure getting all of the tips, and why not? That double Doom. I mean, that's the 3rd time we've seen the double Doom in these fights, and this time it worked out splendidly for BetBoom.
Yeah, found the immediate opening on Timbersaw to start the whole fight. They kill him without using any other ultis, so they still have the Reaper for the 2nd kill on Monet. He identifies in the fight when he can get on top of him with his 2nd Doom, and it lasts so long that on the 2nd life, it's still running, and Monet has no play when he comes out.
Good thing they have some room there, because he's moving around a lot on that chair.
I thought you were going to say, good thing there wasn't sound on that, because he definitely said a word that we do not.
Did he? Can you read lips?
I think I saw Bliat there. That's fine.
I always like that word.
It's not that bad of a word.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Yeah, very good. It means you're doing very well in life. But yeah, this was a big double kill. The life drain wasn't enough. And Sumail hoping that nobody notices him. And BetBoom, just like that, turn the tables again, and they have a good feeling that there's no buybacks here, so they could go for Throne, and I think they're correct. Baboka, he's nullified. Nice stop from Pure. Another Doom. That is the 3rd Doom in just about a minute and a half. They're going to be able to kill 2 supports, both of whom have to buy back into the game. But in terms of building damage, this is irrevocable. Finally, a fortification comes out.
That's a new word. I learned something new today.
You didn't know that word?
Don't think so.
Really? That's surprising. We'll talk about that off camera. Irrevocable. And now the tier 4 towers have fallen. Last-ditch effort from Aster as Sumail has another 15 seconds on the respawn timer. But it's not enough. BetBoom win 1 fight and win the game. This was a really interesting game, though, I have to say.